Caitlin Clark's the new it. If you don't have a long ball, talking about the 26, 30 feet, if you ain't doing the Steph Curry, if you ain't got none of that long ball in your game, yeah, you're going to be behind.
It's reprehensible what they're allowing some of these players. Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time. For
Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's rewriting the entire game. Her dominance has stunned NBA legends who have seen everything, leaving them speechless at her talent. The WNBA has never felt this electric, and it's all because Caitlin has become the face of a movement that nobody can ignore. But here comes the shocker. Michael Jordan himself finally spoke about her. That's right. The greatest basketball player of all time just broke his silence, and his words about Caitlin are shaking the sports world. MJ's praise isn't just respect, it's a stamp of approval that changes everything. But Jordan wasn't the only one. NBA legend Rick Barry came swinging as well, directly calling out the shade Caitlin has been getting from certain WNBA players. He said it straight, all that hate is rooted in jealousy and fear. His fiery defense shut down critics and proved Caitlin Clark deserves every ounce of credit she's earned. Then came WNBA legend George Gervin, who didn't hold back either. He confronted the disrespect head-on, saying Caitlin's skills should be celebrated, not dragged down. His words weren't just support. They were a wake-up call for anyone trying to dim her shine. Gervin made it clear, Caitlin's greatness isn't just a moment, it's history in the making. And then there's Jeff Teague, a former NBA champion who spoke with raw honesty. He blasted the WNBA for how they treated Caitlin when she entered the league with a fan base bigger than they were ready for. Instead of embracing her, she was given a cold welcome. Teague made it crystal clear, this treatment doesn't just hurt Caitlin, it hurts the league financially. She deserves way better. Even Celtics legend Paul Pierce jumped in. At first, he doubted Caitlin, sparking controversy with his words. Later, he tried to backpedal and show respect, but his comments still felt half-hearted. He implied Caitlin should have only been added to the Olympic roster for marketing, not merit. That subtle disrespect exposed that Pierce still isn't fully sold on Clark, even as she proves herself every night. But then came the most dramatic moment yet, Shaquille O'Neal praising Caitlin Clark right in front of Angel Reese on her own podcast. Shaq made it clear, Caitlin is extraordinary, and no amount of hate can erase that. Even Reese had to sit and listen as his words echoed across the basketball world. And then Dwight Howard added his perspective, suggesting that Caitlin's Olympic snub was actually a blessing in disguise. Instead of sitting on the bench in Paris, Caitlin used the setback as fuel. And since then, she's been sharper, hungrier, and more locked in than ever before.
I break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. Can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that. It's at that level. But if you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package. And her being the French breaking that record, and the amount of attention that she has gained over the course of these last couple of years. Every building she goes into, there's a different energy. Like, it's great for her, great for.
Missing the Paris Olympics might have actually saved Caitlin from injury, fatigue, or losing her rhythm on an overloaded roster. Instead, she turned that disappointment into fuel, and it shows every time she steps on the court. Dwight Howard's take proved prophetic. While critics framed her snub as a failure, Howard saw it as the perfect setup for Caitlin to flip the script. And that's exactly what happened. But Caitlin's story is bigger than basketball. Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas stepped in with his perspective. Known for his sharp mind as a player, coach, and executive, Thomas praised Caitlin while also pointing out the darker side of her journey. The media stirring drama around her for clicks. He's right, her rocky welcome into the WNBA turned into headline gold for outlets chasing attention. In Indiana, Clark is already building a loyal fan base, but she still has a long way to go before reaching the legendary status of past Hoosiers heroes. Even Pacers icon Reggie Miller weighed in, but instead of praising her outright, he reminded everyone that every rookie has to take their lumps. Coming from an old-school competitor like Reggie, that perspective makes sense. But Caitlin isn't just facing normal rookie struggles, she's fighting targeted hostility from all directions. And then Magic Johnson added his legendary voice to the conversation. He compared today's WNBA rookies, including Caitlin, to his rivalry with Larry Bird, a clash that literally saved the NBA in the 80s. Magic urged patience, stressing that rookies thrive when teammates support them. His message was classy and respectful, but the takeaway was clear: even a legend like Magic can't ignore Caitlyn's greatness. Charles Barkley, however, took a louder approach. Never shy about speaking his mind, Barkley praised Caitlyn's game but also ripped into the WNBA for how players have been treating her. He said it bluntly: competing with Clark is fair game, but the cheap shots and deliberate fouls meant to injure her? That's not basketball. That's malicious.
A great player, but it's a lot of players that, no lie, who, as far as basketball wise, they have the edge over her of why they should be playing in the Olympics right now. Mind you, this should motivate her. This should make her go harder in the...
Barkley didn't stop there. He also called out the media, accusing them of fueling the drama for clicks. For him, the real issue isn't just hard fouls, it's the narrative machine keeping hostility alive. He argued the league knows Caitlyn is its biggest star but hasn't done nearly enough to protect her or promote her. And then, the biggest moment yet, Michael Jordan himself broke his silence. When MJ talks, the world listens, and he didn't hold back. He said the WNBA owes Caitlyn Clark a massive debt for everything she's already done to elevate the game. He also called out officiating directly, saying the refs have been unfair to her and that it's time for the league to fix it. Jordan's words weren't just praise, they were a demand for change. Then Steph Curry joined the conversation. Caitlyn has long been compared to Steph for her deep three-pointers and lightning-quick release. But when Curry himself acknowledged the similarities, it hit differently. He said Caitlyn isn't just a shooter, she's a show, a complete player who makes her team better in every way. That's the mark of true greatness. Fans saw this connection firsthand when Curry and Clark went head-to-head in a thrilling three-point shootout. Curry barely edged out the win, but Caitlyn proved she could hang with her idol on the biggest stage. The world is now waiting for the day Caitlyn officially joins the contest and gives fans the ultimate Steph versus Caitlyn showdown.
Thing I love about her, she never says a word. And now, when I watch her, two things I like. She's playing much faster. She was playing too slow the first half of the season.
From the
first of all,
season.
they didn't even give her the understanding, like, you girls been worded for the WNBA season. Y'all been working out.
And if she wants advice that really sticks, she doesn't have to look far. NBA legends are lining up to support her, but Kevin Garnett's take hits especially hard. Known for his fire, grit, and intensity, Kilogram believes the adversity Caitlyn faces is part of a path to greatness. To him, the rough play and hostility are proof of respect. Opponents fear her. His advice? Don't fight it. Embrace it. Let your game do the talking. And that's exactly what Caitlyn Clark has been doing. Week after week, her legend keeps growing. The more she performs, the louder the endorsements from NBA icons get. Now, as she pushes her team into the playoff picture, Caitlyn is proving she's not just hype, she's the real deal. Shaq said it best: game recognizes game. And right now, the greatest players of all time are recognizing Caitlyn Clark. She's not just the future of the WNBA, she's rewriting basketball history in real time. Michael Jordan's message to Caitlyn Clark has sent shockwaves through the entire basketball world, leaving the WNBA stunned, fans speechless, and even legends of the game scrambling to respond. Because this wasn't just any ordinary comment from the greatest of all time. This was a historic moment where the man universally recognized as the pinnacle of basketball excellence publicly acknowledged a young superstar rewriting the rules of the women's game, and the magnitude of his words cannot be overstated. Jordan, a figure who rarely speaks publicly about modern players, finally broke his silence and directly addressed the phenomenon that is Caitlyn Clark, calling her not just a great player, but a generational talent whose impact is bigger than basketball itself. And in doing so, MJ instantly shifted the conversation around the WNBA from skepticism to awe, validating Clark's meteoric rise in a way no critic can argue with, because when the GOAT talks, the world listens. Jordan praised her shooting range that mirrors Steph Curry's, her confidence that feels eerily familiar to his own in his early days, and her ability to carry an entire league's attention on her shoulders while still performing at the highest level night after night. But what made the moment truly shocking was how Jordan directly confronted the negativity Clark has been facing from opponents, commentators, and even her own league, saying the cheap fouls, the cold receptions, and the lack of proper celebration for her contributions are not just disrespectful, they are damaging to the future of women's basketball. Because in his view, Caitlyn is not just another player, she's a movement, a brand, and a rising global icon whose presence has already transformed attendance numbers, TV ratings, merchandise sales, and mainstream visibility for the WNBA. And to hear Michael Jordan himself point this out sent chills across the league, with players like AJ Wilson, Angel Reese, and others left visibly shaken. Because for years the WNBA has struggled to find a transcendent superstar who could break through the walls of mainstream sports culture. And now that Clark has arrived and MJ himself has stamped her as the one, the hierarchy of the league feels like it's being rewritten in real time. Fans erupted online, comparing the moment to when Jordan first acknowledged Kobe Bryant as his successor, noting how MJ's seal of approval elevates an athlete's career from promising to legendary. And this comparison only added more fire to the already blazing excitement around Caitlin Clark, who at just the beginning of her WNBA journey is already carrying the weight of a revolution, because Jordan's message wasn't just praise, it was also a challenge, telling her to keep her focus, embrace the adversity, and understand that greatness always comes with pressure, doubters, and envy, but that she has the mental toughness to not just survive it, but thrive in it, and those words coming from the man who embodied competitive fire and turned it into 6 championships echoed like prophecy for Clark's future, while leaving her critics silenced, the league exposed, and the WNBA staring at the undeniable truth. Caitlin Clark has arrived, and with Michael Jordan's blessing, there's no stopping her now.